Officials say they are confident in security ahead of a heated football rivalry. And a Floyd County murder suspect loses his bid for a lower bond. I'm Jerry Scott, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. It's Football Friday night, and while that usually means a good time for players and fans, sometimes a heated rivalry can lead to trouble. And there will be no bigger rivalry tonight than when Pikeville visits Belfry. Competition between the Panthers and Pirates has been fierce in past years, and even saw passions lead to fighting and ejections during a soccer game between the two schools last night. Sheldon spoke with officials from both schools who say they don't anticipate any problems at tonight's game.
One of the region's biggest football rivalries will start in an hour and a half as the Pikeville Panthers travel to play the Belfry Pirates. In light of recent incidents at a soccer game between the two schools Thursday, we talked to school officials today before kickoff. In a soccer match between Pikeville High School and Belfry High School Thursday night, eyewitnesses attending said several players were carded and parents ejected after a fight broke out mid-game. School officials from both Pikeville and Belfry said that they will be handling security no differently than usual, stressing that student safety is always a first priority.
Anytime our kids are involved in any type of situation, especially in a public venue, we want to make sure that we have all the appropriate resources in place to ensure their safety. We understand that some games may be bigger than others and rivalries are a little bit more heightened in other situations. And of course, we always take those things in consideration as a host school. We're going to be traveling over to Belfry, and we've played many games with them, and they've always handled their programs with great care and success because they know that they represent the mountains and the state as well. And so we're expecting to go over there and to be well taken care of and to have a very competitive game. And I think we're all in the same business of taking care of kids. And I expect nothing less from them, and we will always do our very best, especially in a host situation where we put our kids in the safest situation possible.
Belfry football coach Matt Varney said more than anything, he's simply looking forward to two powerhouse teams meeting again for some competitive football.
Pikeville-Belfry game is a good rivalry. It's been a clean rivalry, for years. Whether it's being Pikeville, whether it be in Belfry, we always got guys competing against each other, but it's a state level game because it's such a rivalry. But yeah, we provide security at all of our games, plenty for no matter who we play, so it won't be a problem. I think there were some issues at a soccer game last night, but it wasn't on Belfry's campus. We do a good job of that, and I don't know all the details of what went on, but I know it'll be a safe, good environment for people to come and watch the game.
The Panthers-Pirates rivalry is one of the state's biggest and long-standing. The two have played one another 81 times since the first time they met in 1928. Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Sheldon Compton.
A judge has denied a Floyd County man's request for a lower bond ahead of his upcoming murder trial. 68-year-old Larry Johnson of Auxure is charged with murder in the April shooting death of Stephen Atkins near the Auxure Bridge. He's been held on a $1 million cash bond since his arrest. Prosecutors argued Johnson is a danger and a flight risk, noting he instigated the altercation and then fled after the shooting. They further said he sold his home after his arrest, cutting his ties to the community. Judge Johnny Ray Harris denied the bond reduction, keeping Johnson in jail on the $1 million bond. Coming up after the break, Paintsville and Johnson County turned out to pay respects to a slain conservative activist. We'll take you there when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
With Mountaintop Sports, I'm Dave Stanford. In girls volleyball, the Floyd Central Jaguars rode a strong offensive effort Wednesday night to take down Betsy Lane's Lady Bobcats in a 3-1 match. Cadence Lafferty powered the Floyd Central attack with 18 kills and 8 serving aces, while senior Chloe Howard followed with 12 kills and 1 ace. Reagan Lafferty anchored the defense at the net, adding 2 blocks. Team statistics for Betsy Lane were not available at press time. The win lifts Floyd Central to 8-6 on the year, while Betsy Lane falls to 9-8. The Lady Jaguars return home tonight to host Hazard at 6:30 p.m., while Betsy Lane travels to Martin County for a 7:30 start. In other volleyball action on Wednesday, Hazard blanked Perry Central 3-0. A significant development in high school basketball news, the KHSAA Board of Control voted to implement a 35-second shot clock in high school basketball on Wednesday. This rule will be implementing beginning with the 27-28 season. The final vote was 13-5. The Collegiate Rifle Coaches Association has released its 25-26 preseason rankings, tabbing West Virginia University at number 1 overall and the University of Kentucky rifle team at number 2. TCU is 3rd, Alaska Fairbanks 4th, and Georgia Southern 5th. Rounding out the top 10 was Ole Miss, Air Force, Murray State, Navy, and Memphis. The 25-26 season will be the 38th with rifle head coach Harry Mullins at the helm. Mullins is joined only by legendary men's basketball coach Adolph Rupp as the only head coaches in UK athletics history with 4 national titles with the Wildcats. Don't forget tonight, it's high school football action on the stations of Mountaintop Media. Pikeville and Belfry will be heard both on 93.1 WDHR and 96.5 WXCC The Mullet. And you can hear Pike Central Prestonsburg on The GOAT, 98.1 and 104.5. For the latest high school and college sports news, check us out at mountain-topsports.com or on our Facebook page, X, and TikTok. With Mountain Top Sports, I'm Dave Stanford.
When the government took Social Security away from honest Eastern Kentuckians, Attorney Ned Pillersdorf got the hearings declared unconstitutional. When the women guards were harassed at Little Sandy Jail, Ned fought back, securing a $1 million verdict at trial. And when the state tried to shut down Cordia School, Ned fought back and kept the school open. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf fights for the underdog, and he's ready to fight for you.
Have you ever tried calling for help? Can't get connected to customer service to only end up talking to a robot named Kevin? Yeah, we don't do that at Appalachian Wireless. You get real people, real service, right here in the mountains. We know your town, your road, and probably your mama too. With reliable coverage, affordable plans, and customer service that actually serves, it's time to ditch the big guys because there's no place like home. Visit us in-store or at AppalachianWireless.com. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
The slaying of conservative activist Charlie Kirk has had a profound impact on many around the region and across the country that continues to resonate 9 days after his death. Last night, a large crowd gathered in downtown Paintsville to hold a candlelight vigil in his honor. Robin brings us a look.
Last night in downtown Paintsville, the Johnson Central High School chapter of Turning Point USA hosted a candlelit vigil for conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
So tonight is not a political event. It's not to come together and say that, you know, if you didn't support Charlie, you're wrong and things like this. It's a time for us all to come together and share the loss of an American. He was above everything else. He'll tell you that it went God, family, and his country in that order. So Charlie was a man of strong values, and it's a sad day anytime that America loses an American. So we're coming together in prayer and in support of each other to accomplish that.
Turning Point USA is the student-based organization founded by Kirk in 2012.
It was all of our goals to get to be who he was, and we've all said since that if we could just have half the courage that Charlie Kirk did, that we would be doing okay.
Dozens of people gathered for the event, many sporting patriotic shirts and custom-made ones.
Well, I had it custom-made with my daughter's friend's mom. It's We Stand with Charlie Kirk, and it also has Charlie's Army. Like, just because he was silenced doesn't mean we aren't. We're going to speak louder than he ever did.
The vigil included a video clip of Kirk and his wife, a short sermon, musical performances by high school students, the lighting of candles, the reading of Kirk's obituary, and prayer. Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Robin Tillman.
This weekend, the Pike County Republican Party plans a tribute to Kirk during family picnic. The picnic will take place from 1 to 4 tomorrow in the Coal Run Community Park, with the tribute scheduled for 1:45. That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Jerry Scott for Mountaintop News.